things, but he changed his approach to this. PJ finished first in every conditioning. PJ pushed himself physically. PJ was a better leader. He wasn't looking to what's the least amount I can do, what's the most I can do, can I do more, can I stay after, what can I do? A lot of this becomes changing your approach to this. And EJ's walking through that. But at the end of the day, what he does and how he plays, like I was on him about free throws. We're going to put the ball in your hands. You got to make free throws. And so there are things that he's got to be more consistent with, but he is a talent. Long, active. We saw him last year where we're all saying, how does he get EJ more time? What do we do to get EJ more time? Well, guess what? He's going to get more time.
Going back with Dan on the left.
It felt like after last season you had to defend your success a little bit.
Say that?
It felt like after last season you had to defend your success here a little bit, not getting to a Final Four. How does that sit with you? You still feel
Did I have to do that?
Yes, you did.
I did?
Yeah.
With who?
With the fans.
My wife was mad. I had to explain it to her. You don't get to the Final Four every year, and there's times buzzer beaters knock you out in overtime games, and you move on to the next group. But she didn't understand. I'm like, you're crazy. That's how it is.
But how does that sit with you, with the fan base? Are you okay with it never being enough?
Look, our fans are crazy, and I love them, but please don't take this wrong. I don't listen to them. I don't read it. Can I go? Twitter, Facebook. I give you stuff and never look at anything. Not one thing. Never since I've been here. Do I? If you write me a letter and it's not addressed, it doesn't even make my desk. It's thrown away. If you have a letter, I'll respond. Usually I handwrite it. But here's what I do know about this position when you're coaching here. If you're worried about all that stuff, the clutter that's out there, you can't do this job and you can't be about the kids. You can't. You'll be under the desk in a fetal position. Your secretary will come in. Where'd he go? Coach, what are you doing under there? Come out of there. So this is not one for the faint of heart, whether you're playing here or coaching here. And that's the first I heard anybody was mad that we haven't done enough, didn't we?
I thought they were all happy.
I did too. I think, wait a minute, in 10 years, did we win the most games?
We have.
The most Final Fours?
Most Sweet 16, most Elite 8s.
Elite Eights too? Then how about SEC titles?
Got 5 of them.
What about the tournament?
6 brothers.
So, and I'm saying the next 10 got to be better. And they're saying, nope, wasn't enough. Woo!
Around the right.
You mentioned earlier about Nate and how much you talked on the board. You've also got the returning players that you said last year you struggled to get them to talk. Do you see that improving this year?
He can help us, but there are times that I'll say, Nate, don't say one word. And then it's crickets. Because he is so dominating with his voice, sometimes they get to where we'll all play off of him. You can't do that. Not in these loud arenas, everybody. But it's one of the things young kids have to learn. But it's nice to have him starting us.
Oscar.
Cal Holwood on Cleveland Media. Your schedule. What do you think of scheduling? How challenging is it having Georgetown and K-State on the schedule? What do you think about that? And how it benefits Georgetown and K-State?
Well,
and how it benefits your freshmen?
Yeah, what we're trying to do with exhibition games is normally, the one thing I know here with scheduling, whoever we play, we're helping. So we're helping that school. So part of what you're doing is who you want to help. And with Georgetown and Kentucky State, 2 great programs with great histories. We've done other schools in state. We've also done Clarion, where I went. I mean, your Indiana, Pennsylvania almost beat us. Was that last year?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, he doesn't even listen. That's the greatest thing. Just listen for a minute.
I'm listening. Can't multitask.
So, it helps them. And, you know, I think that's an important thing of what we do here and how we try to do it.
Stay in the back row.
With the age of social media, Coach, how much do you pay attention to your players that are on the roster now and maybe guys might be recruiting as well?
I'm not on social media on that side, so these guys they have social media training. You know, they're followed by this staff, and if anybody is moving toward an area that they're out of line, they'll be told about it, and then we again counsel them, educate them. Look, this is what you're doing. My own son retweeted stuff. Why did you retweet that? I didn't tweet it. You retweeted it. It means you agree. Why would you retweet it? Oh, is that what it means? Yeah, that's what it means. That's my son. That's why he's at Detroit. By the way, I'm talking to him every day, and you know, the first practice kind of hit me. I'm not getting to coach him for the first time in 3 years, and but his mother went up there and stayed 5 days with him, and you know, told her she could stay up there. That's fine. And the princess came back. But he's doing fine. And Mike sends me clips of him and stuff. So, you know, it's hard. I mean, you know, it's my baby. And but he had a plan of what he wanted to do. And you think about it, the players that played with him all respected him because of how he worked and how he trained. The problem is, he's going against NBA guys every day. And he came from me. So it's not like and he knew, look, eventually I want to have a chance to play. And so let's hope that he has that opportunity. I already went through our schedule and their schedule. And there's like 15 games I can make. I don't think I'm going to make all 15, but I'll make a bunch to go see him play. And so if I get thrown out of the game early and he's playing that night, I gotta figure it out. He chased me out and say, look, he's going to the airport. He's trying to get out.
Got to about less than 10 minutes, trying to get around as many as I can. Let's go to Larry.
John, by the way, I won't retweet you anymore. That means I'm agreeing with you, so on that too. But have you changed your philosophy in recruiting any as to how early you're offering scholarships, maybe when you decide to back off guys or anything?
Look, this is what kind of, you know, guys will talk about integrity, and we're integrity, and then you lie to kids. You tell them you're going to start, you're going to play this, you're going to do that, and you're doing this and this and this. The thing that I won't do is, I'm not changing that, our approach. I'm not going to offer 30 scholarships because they're fake. What am I, taking 30 kids? So if I take these 3, I say, now you're out. I mean, I'm not going to do that. We try to zero in, but I'm also not going to tell a kid, we're only recruiting you at your position and you're it and this is what we do. Because later you take another kid that's just like him and this kid becomes your 4th leading scorer. When he was supposed to be I'm not going to do it. We took John Wall and Eric Bledsoe. How'd that work? How'd it work for those two? We had all kind of big guys, Karl Towns and all the guys we had, you know, 3 of the 4 in the NBA. And Dakari's making $4 million a year over in China. I mean, it worked for everybody. So I'm not going to go down that road. We've adjusted some things how we do it just because there's become a narrative, because we're not trying to recruit 9th and 10th graders, a narrative about what Kentucky is and what I am before we start to get in there. So we've adjusted in what we're doing a little bit. But the reality of it is, I'm not going to lie to kids. I'm not going to paint a picture that's not true and then say it's integrity. I'm about integrity. I'm not going to do that. I'm just not. And so, has it hurt us in recruiting some? Maybe. But you know what? We got Shea Alexander instead. And we got Jamal Murray instead. It works out. I don't know if it's good karma, but it works. And so, we're staying this course. Somebody says the same thing every year. How in the world do you get all these new guys to come together and be a good team by the end of the year when they never passed it, they were about, how do you do it? Well, it starts with, did you lie to them in recruiting or did you tell them the truth? Are they good kids? We can't, look, there's a path that these kids walk before they leave here. And the path is this program and this stage. Don't muddy up the stage for the next family. That means in the recruiting process, how I do this, if the kid's not made for this or he's not going to do, he can't be here. It affects too much other things. And I'm not changing that. And if we lose some kids because of that, okay. But, you know, I feel good. I feel good about the staff and how we're approaching this. And when it's time to offer scholarships, we do. There are many kids who, Coach, are you going to offer me a scholarship? I said, are you ready to commit? Oh, no, I just need to have the hats and shit. You know, I need that.
Michael comes and give it time.
Coach, you kind of stole my thunder a little bit ago. I was going to ask you about Brad, because I'm sure that's an adjustment for you not having your son anymore. But has your wife forgiven you yet? And it sounds like she hasn't for not playing him at all. And then also, Tyrese Maxey, if you watch him on social media, he's constantly smiling. That's got to be intoxicating. It's intoxicating to me. It's got to be intoxicating to his teammates. Is that kind of going off of onto the teammates as well? Because it seems like he's always having fun.
Well, we'll talk about Tyrese. Really a kid that I watched in high school, and I said he could be a triple-double because he can rebound, he can pass it, he can score, he can steal balls. I mean, there's a lot of things he does. And there'll have to be a point where he's got to step up and do the things he's capable of doing. I like how he's gone through this right now. And he and Ashton are going at it. And there are times I'm playing them together because they're going to be playing together a lot. But he's kind of like Jamal. And if you want to compare them, I would say it'd probably be Jamal as much as anybody else, who, again, we don't have volume shooters here that are taking 28 shots a game. It just won't happen. We got too many other players. But it doesn't mean they don't leave here to become volume shooters in the NBA. We've got 7 of those. You don't have to be on the ball to play on the ball in the NBA. We're teaching you how to play basketball, how to play away from the ball, how to play off screens. So more of a Jamal Murray-ish. You remember where we put him on the baseline and put him in positions to score and do things. But he's also really good at pick and roll. So, you know, we got to figure things out. I mean, I told him, it's funny, I was putting together practice plans, and last year, the beginning of the practices, we were working on 3 offenses that by January, we weren't running anymore. So we were working on stuff that I thought would be good for that team, and the more we went, I said, that stuff's not going to work. So some of the stuff I told him, there's things we're doing right now that we all may look at each other and say, this ain't good for our team, and we end up changing, but he's doing good. And Ellen's always been mad. Do you guys, anybody follow her on Instagram? Raise your hand if you do. I cancel that. So her whole thing is to, you know, how can I say it? Like attack me? Is that a good way?
That's your words, not mine.
But I'm proud of her. I mean, you know, she was kind of engulfed in the profession.